All right, we are back. We are here for part 2. So again, we were just talking about MMA. Actually, there's some MMA news that you guys might find very exciting for those of you that are Bellator fans. So there's been talks that the PFL was trying to buy Bellator, and actually that also Bellator, the PFL, and One Championship were considering combining to be able to compete with the UFC. I don't think that's happening, but what has happened is that certain fighters have come to the end of their contract, and so there's been some reworking, and it's not official yet, so this is still speculative. But if you go on the UFC's website right now, AJ McKee, Patricio and Patricky Pitbull, and Michael Venom Page, the names are all listed on the UFC website right now. I think they're not going to make it official until after the upcoming Bellator versus Ryzen event that's coming up on July 30th. So Bellator has done some crossover events before. They did another crossover event with Ryzen. Ryzen is a Japanese MMA organization that's been around for a very long time. So they're going to do another crossover event July 30th that's coming up. And so AJ McKee and Patricky Pitbull will be fighting there. But I think after that, they may potentially move to the UFC. So the thing is, a lot of people talk about guys from Bellator and who are at the top of their divisions fighting guys from the UFC and vice versa. And I think that actually that's going to be exciting to see if that does pan out and that does actually happen. Because I've been talking about seeing Michael Venom Page fighting in the UFC for a long time. And I hopefully that does happen and we get to actually see what it will look like when he has the stiffest of competition at the 170 pounds.
He's going to get knocked out.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think he plays around too much, and that's why he gets knocked out.
I mean, yeah, and that's why he's been clipped before, just for that exact reason. He's gotten clipped because he played around a little too much.
Not respecting the sport.
But at the same time, he knows what he's doing. He can fight, and so now he's got an opportunity to show what he's really got if he goes to the UFC. So again, this is speculative news. This is not 100% yet. But I think that would be so dope if him, AJ McKee, and Patricio and Patricky Pitbull make it over to the UFC. So we'll keep an eye on that for you guys and make sure that
keep you abreast.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you looking up now? Because this is the thing. Like,
I just started going in, first you mentioned big money fights, and I'm blown away because McGregor,
I told you,
662 million pounds.
Yeah. So the thing is, look, right there, which is like
almost 800 million.
Yeah. No, that's all close to 800 million.
Well, what is the dollar versus the pound? Last time I checked was $1.20. Has it grown? Has it grown?
Yeah.
Is it
for
$1.20? It was like $1.20 to $1
to the euro or the pound, man. Yeah. This the thing is, it's probably now right now maybe it's maybe like you said, maybe it's 750 million.
So he made $100 million from this $600 million gross pay-per-view.
Wow. Yo, and he's making bank.
And then how much you think Floyd made? Floyd made what of that?
Probably like 300? Yeah, he probably made 300 million of that. Because the thing is, Floyd's also the promoter, So he's getting a very big chunk of all of what he does because he's got his hand full on in the promotional side as well as, as the...
Well, I'll tell you, Alan, no one, and now I'm near these numbers. Oh, my goodness. These numbers are ridiculous.
All right, talk about it. So, what? The pay-per-views?
Just the pay-per-views.
Yeah, I told you, bro. So, him versus Pacquiao.
Pay-per-views.
4.6 million pay-per-view buy.
His worst pay-per-view was versus Baltimore. He did 12 million. Gotti, he did 12. Zab, he did 13.
Well, that's how much pounds. That's how much revenue. Oh, that's how much came in for the fight.
Right. Oh, so even Logan Paul, he only did 37 million. He was light on Logan Paul. He was light on Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, I mean, but you got to think. You got to think of the time. And the thing is with the Logan Paul fight, there wasn't as much buzz on the Logan Paul side. Like his fight versus Tommy Fury, I think it was only like 500,000 pay-per-view buys or something. No, I'm lying. I think they said something like 800,000 actually, so it wasn't that bad. But there were some reports that said it was like 500,000, which is why I said that. But the thing is, he's not like his brother fought. No, what am I saying? Oh, what I meant to say is that I'm thinking of Jake. Jake versus Tommy Fury, there was something like 800,000. But Logan Paul is like, he's not now known for boxing. Now he's gone over to the wrestling side. So the thing is like, he's not even serious into it anymore, which is why I feel like he wasn't that serious to begin with. You know, he lost to KSI and he lost to Floyd, and that
was this all promotional?
Yeah, I mean, it was just the money, the cash.
Yeah, if he caught some traction, he'd run with it. But for the most part, it was just PR.
Yeah,
for Prime and all the ridiculous things these guys do. All the ridiculous yet profitable things they do on YouTube.
Fair.
Yeah. But let's get to some real fighting.
All right. Next time you say real fight, I'm gonna just choke you out. I'll choke you one time. My shit. Look, you gotta look at it's spinal. It's spinal. Look.
Listen, I like the joke that's being spoken between Gervonta Davis talking to Devon Haney, who I'll be honest,
sure,
I'm just not the biggest Devon Haney fan, and a lot of times I'm checking myself to make sure that I'm not a hater. I just think it's his legs.
What about his legs?
The way I don't feel like his legs are sturdy. I feel like his legs, whenever he throws a shot, his legs are wide. He just doesn't feel sturdy,
sure,
on his shots, and I think he gets hit a lot. They keep saying Mayweather, but he's not a
Devon Haney.
No one is a defensive stalwart in this generation. We don't see we're not seeing defensive excellence.
All right,
but I will say this: I've been paying attention to Gervonta as his style is beginning to mature. And we do see that he borrows a lot from the peekaboo style with Mike Tyson. And I was looking at some of the shots that he was hitting. What was this guy named? Garcia.
Right, Garcia.
I could see out of the side of his face. It was the body shots and how he played off the body shots. His angle, I just felt like he looked marvelous against him.
Yeah, he did look
body shot. And just lean.
I mean, to make a guy like not. The thing is, they talk about this in boxing a lot. When it comes to certain shots, like if it's a headshot and if you get clipped, like you could just get knocked out and you could be out and you lose a fight. But the thing about a body shot is you have to decide whether or not you're going to get up.
Oh, you mean with Garcia?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Garcia. Forget Garcia. Who was the guy he beat before Garcia?
Hold on.
I'm gonna look this up. Beat the guy couldn't see out of his eye.
I don't know, but I will pull that up. I don't remember. Because I don't remember a lot of these dudes' names. Gervonta Davis record. Let's pull that bad boy up.
Wow, Ryan Garcia made 30. These kids make so much. Ryan Garcia made $30 million just to get knocked out.
I mean, Rolando Romero?
That guy. The fight right before this one. Was it Romero?
Or Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia.
He beat up a Garcia.
Yeah.
Beat up 2 Garcias in a row.
Yeah, retired round 9. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Just up. Let me tell you, Gervonta, I've watched you. You knocked out several people. You're knocking out everybody.
Yeah.
But the way you beat the Garcia before this guy, you've been beating Garcias up. The Garcia that you beat before.
And all you Latinos, watch out for Gervonta Davis.
Listen, I'm not going to get into the Latino boxers ducking the black boxers. We're not going to get into all of that, okay?
I don't know.
We're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is talk about the beating that you put on him. I was looking at your movement. Your side to side, attack the body, bam, lower the hand, bam, right, left. I just was like, man, you just looked like what you did to. I think you beat that other Garcia way worse than you beat this the Ryan Garcia. And I think that you gave Ryan a little bit more respect, rightfully so.
I mean, he did catch. Ryan was catching him. It's just that Gervonta had the chin for it. Like he wasn't. It's not like he missed him the whole time.
He caught him a few times. Yeah, he caught him in the ear. He was punching it here. He was punching it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about their shots where he lands flush because really all he has is that left hook.
We're gonna play it back to see who.
I think no, Ryan Garcia. I'm talking about all he really has is that left hook, but he caught him with it a couple of times, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, he started it. Yeah, about it. He started, and then he took his jab. Once he took his jab away, he took his rhythm off.
Yeah.
Once he started pulling at his jab, he threw his whole rib.
Yeah, and so that's what the body shot
work was bad. But you see, he's been working with Derek. And it seems like now he has that plotted movement.
Right, but how much time you got to get under your belt with a new coach and correct the things that are wrong with your fighting style before you think that you can actually start to apply it? Because what happens a lot of times is you start to work, and you revert back to your bad habits. Exactly. So it's easy. It's good. These are habits that he's had for a really long time. That it's going to be hard with a
Garcia fan. I always thought that he was number 4, so I always felt there was Garcia. Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta. Right. Gervonta being number 1.
Right. But I knew Ryan Garcia, when it came to that jump in competition, wasn't quite ready. He's still very young. He's like, all these guys are very young. So the thing is like, we have an opportunity to watch these guys develop now because now they're starting to fight each other early. But I feel like down the line, these guys will get a fight. Yeah, they'll get opportunities to fight each other again. And we'll see, like, the matured version of because, like, these guys aren't even in their prime yet. You're talking about these guys are 22, 23, 24, 25, that these guys, are.
You know what? To be honest. Okay, so we're getting Charlo and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to be getting Andrade and
Andrade
and Demetrius.
Yes, there you go.
Demetrius and are you Haitian? Demetrius Andrade?
Andrade is usually a Brazilian.
Yeah, his name sounds a little French. We're gonna go let bingo. But we got those fights. But for the most part, nothing out there, man.
Yeah, we're still,
all the kids are on PlayStation.
It seems like it's close, but it still seems far because it's July 29th. But Spence versus Crawford is still now 9 days away, so it's getting closer. We really have to look forward to that again.
I'm so excited.
We've beat that dead horse, even though the fight's still 9 days away. I feel like right before the fight happens, we'll talk a little bit more about it, but we'll table it for today just because it is episode 2. We talked about it in episode 1, but of course we are very, very excited about that. Now with Alvarez versus Charlo, we talked about that a little bit, but I'm still not sold that Charlo is going to just beat up on Canelo Alvarez, which is what I think you said the last.
All right, I'm not going to say beat up on him, but I believe it's going to be a similar performance like Devon.
Right? But the thing is, okay, I hear what you're saying, but Charlo's the one coming up, right? Because he fights at 154, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, but
and he's moving up to 168. They're fighting at 168.
Really?
Yeah. So
Canelo. So what is
So Canelo. So I'm not to say that Canelo's a big guy. How tall is Canelo?
They're gonna be fighting at super welterweight. Yeah. No. Charlo operates at super welterweight. So when the news broke, and this was super middleweight champion, I assumed it was his brother,
right? Because people mix them up. Like, so the older brother, who's the younger brother? They're twins.
Oh, but this. Dude, they didn't.
A day. They're a minute apart or whatever. They didn't come out at the same time. Okay, I just know that Jermell is 154, and then Jermell is 147.
Is Jermell Charlo the one that's fighting?
So Jermell was supposed to fight Canelo, but again he took time off. Is not fighting right now. And that's why Jermell. Yeah.
Okay.
And now Jermell is the one that is confirmed to be fighting Canelo in September.
Well, Jermell is the one that's been putting in the work, though.
Right. And also what I'm saying is he's moving up to fight Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's not going down.
Canelo, you gonna beat both the brothers?
That's the true test. That's how you get the murder show. Yeah, that's Canelo beat you and your brother up. So I'm gonna get my brother to get you.
That'll be nice.
I'll beat you and your brother up.
That'll be real. Hey,
shut the whole family. Canelo, we'll get my big brother. Hey, Canelo, beat the whole family, Papa. Papacito. Beat Jermell and Jermell. Beat both of them. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think Canelo, like, the Charlos are very good fighters, but I don't think either of them has what it takes to do anything that's gonna really bother Canelo.
Now, I think Father Time and going up and down throughout the weight classes is gonna affect them. I think we saw it. And I think when you go up and down through the weight classes, it ages you more. It ages you faster. And I
It went up, going up and down.
yeah,
Okay.
like I said, the Roy Jones is a clear example. He went up too far, it was lights out. And then after that, he just kept getting knocked out. And Roy, had he not done that, could have walked off with a stellar career instead of like 6 knockouts at the end of his career and kind of like tarnishing. Basically, yeah, he made us forget. You remember that? You must have forgot. Yeah, he made us forget by fighting too long and going and basically trying to. There's two barriers. There's father time and there's weight classes.
Right.
You can't be father time, and it's been shown that trying to travel through weight classes.
Well, I mean, a part of it. So, I understand what you're saying, but you look at certain fighters, and if you start as like, you're a smaller fighter, and you're very early in your career, your body may not be as developed as it's going to be in its final form, right? So you look at, like, for example, Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was fighting, at lightweight and flyweight, and so he was very light, and as he started to grow into his body, he moved up in divisions.
Yeah, we understand with the help of PEDs and drugs.
I mean, at the end of the day, we talk about PEDs. I mean, like, anytime you eat supplements and that's performance enhancing.
Was he related to was he involved with the same guys that?
So, I mean, look, we're going to go down a path. The point that I'm making. Hold on. We're going down a path here. The point that I'm making is that with there are benefits to moving up in weight classes for certain fighters because they can go younger when you're growing into your body. Right now, the point that you're making, where if you're a guy that's a bigger guy and you're constantly cutting down, yes, that can have wear and tear because of the lack of hydration and the lack of oxygen that you're getting to your body when you have to cut that much weight. Because that rehydration process is very important, and some people don't always. And sometimes there are limits on how much you can rehydrate to, or how big you can get, and it can be very dangerous for certain fighters. But for certain guys, like for Canelo, with age, getting bigger, going up into heavier weights, if you're okay at that, that's fine for you, because I think that's the type of thing that's going to extend your career, because you don't have to worry about dehydrating your body as much.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is,
did it stop?
No, it's still going.
We're good. Sorry, but I thought it stopped.
Yeah, we're going live. But the thing with Canelo, I think, and again, now a guy like for Jermell, he's going to be coming up for this fight, but maybe in the future his fights is going to be going back down.
Yeah,
right?
Hot, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's going to look really strong at this weight because he's not cutting as much weight. But is it going to be enough to deal with Canelo?
I think he's gonna. I think that I think Canelo is gonna get beat handily.
Wow, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, I know.
This is crazy to me.
I think that, I don't know. I mean, but sometimes you see a fighter fight another guy and he looks all world, and then you put him in against a guy like a Canelo, and Canelo will neutralize him. We'll see. I believe that these guys avoid certain fighters for a reason.
All right. So do you feel like does this seem like an avoiding fight to you? Like,
I mean, he's avoided them long enough,
right? I mean, but it's, again, these guys are super young, right? These guys are super young. So
he went up to super middleweight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have guys like Benavidez, Demetrius, Plant. All these one beat Plant. All these guys plan. He'll fight Plant. But he won't fight Jermell. And we already know during that period in time, there was that echo. I don't even want to call it a rumor, but it was like an echo, an undertone, which turned to an overtone of Latin fighters avoiding black fighters. So if you know that's in the atmosphere, right, and you're the top Latin fighter, diminish it. And I think that's why he chose Jermell Charlo.
Right. So does this put that talk to bed now that he's facing him? Like, what does this say now?
Well, he's fought two people.
There, all out. Let's see. So this is some talk about the fight. We'll look at that later, and then we'll put that in post.
Yeah, I think Jermell's gonna handle him. I think Jermell is new. He's explosive. He's full of confidence.
So does he lose to him and then also lose to his brother?
Well, if he loses to the younger Charlo, he's definitely going to lose to the older Charlo. I mean, as long as the older Charlo's mind is intact. Because the older Charlo was the one that was on the trajectory of stardom until, his mind started playing tricks on him. And once that happens, once the mind is not there with you, it's tough. We've all, I've gone through it. Hey, listen, Charlo, I've taken some time off. When the world gets on your nerves, go away. Period.
Yeah.
But is he going to be able to come back and fight at this level and have the mental fortitude that's needed to compete at this level? That remains to be seen. To deal with the pressure, the lights, the scrutiny, that remains to be seen. But I do like that since the older brother has been on the sidelines, seems like the younger brother has just taken the baton and ran with it. I mean, doesn't he have a belt or no?
Yes, I believe he is super.
I like his hands, man. I like his hands. I don't like the way he talks a lot, blah blah blah. But
I mean,
this is an era of talking a lot of junk,
but he's backing it up.
Yeah, Jermell.
All right, so let me see. He's the undisputed light middleweight, world champion. Yeah, so he's held the WBC title since 2019. All right, so he's got a current title, and his brother is, with his brother is middleweight. So again, you got
So this is Jermell. This is the one that took the time off.
Yeah, so he's now taking some time off, and then we've got.
I've been vegging out on this Crawford fight, man. Just really, my algorithm's all over the place. Even the algorithms on my girlfriend's YouTube is all about boxing. And
I get it.
I was looking at his media days, training days.
Sure.
Shoulders look big. He looks bigger. He looks stronger.
Mm-hmm. He does.
Definitely looks bigger.
But he still looks fast.
Like I told you, the one thing that I fear, and mind you, I do not have any dog in this race. Okay,
I want Errol Spence to win, so don't listen to him.
No, I think that I was more of an Errol Spence fan. I think that when I used to hear Bud, I used to be thinking of another boxer, and I'd really, for whatever reason, I just didn't zone into Crawford until late.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this: he's an exceptional fighter. I have no ponies in this race. I just think that there's going to be an exceptional fight.
Sure.
And just by their styles, because I don't see Crawford roughhousing and fighting, and I just don't see that.
We're going to find out, man. We're going to see.
And I don't see Errol being able to track him down in the early parts of the fight.
Sure.
Due to his speed and lateral and his switch hitting. So I just believe that it's a difficult fight to call. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've been hearing guys say that Crawford has a lot of, not real rust, but he has a lot of wear and tear. Even though they're the same age, Crawford has, 37 fights?
39.
Yeah. And what's the name has 20-something fights?
29.
So that extra 8 or 9 fights, they feel like is going to have an effect on Crawford's body.
Yeah.
But he looked phenomenal.
I mean, look, I'm sold on Crawford. Like I said, I think he has a much clearer advantage than people realize. And I guess we're going to find out on that day. And this is why, look, we could sit and talk about this for the next 3 episodes of the podcast. But I straight up, I mean, Errol Spence is, again, he's very clean. He's more technical. He's very willing to walk a fighter down, but I don't think he just has enough tools in his bag to really deal with what Terrence Crawford is going to give him. And that's really all I'm going to say about it again for today. Next week, right before the fight, let's get more into this.
So excited.
Yes, because then we could go somewhere and watch it, and then we could really break it down.
Hey, listen, whoever is showing the Crawford Spence fight
We're coming to you.
will be live.
We'll live.
We don't know if it's at Sharky's. Well, Devon St. Croix is showing the Crawford-Spence fight. Betlan Donadelo coming, you know.
We got you. VI Viral in the building.
We're coming to make sure we do this thing. And listen, like we always do, we always talk about our Mount Rushmore fighters. The great Emil Griffith, the great Julian Jackson, and my personal favorite, at one point, my peer, slightly older than me, but Livingston Bramble, who I watched with my own eyes his beginning phases of life. And I used to always wonder, like, why is he boxing? Why is he? And then to see him beat up Ray Boom Boom Mancini was the biggest thing that I mean, the pride in my heart exploded. So Livingston, I'm going to keep shouting you out. I'm going to keep putting this into the atmosphere. You know, I know you somewhere. I heard you maybe in Antigua somewhere. Wherever you are, man, come back home to St. Croix. I want to have you on this podcast so we could talk and big you up. You know, we don't care about the outside noise.
Yeah.
Judge not unless you shall judge or he shall judge, be judged. But when it comes to boxing and what you did when you beat Ray Boom Boom Mancini, the pride that swole in my chest when I went into school the next day, I thank you. Same thing with you, Julian, Mr. Jackson. Trust me, all I did was brag about you when I was in the States, you know. And Emil, you were around and you boxed before I was even born, but you know your name will ring on forever.
Absolutely,
with the baseball field in St. Thomas. And with it to make sure, you know, that your name rings on. You know, he fought Hurricane.
Did he really?
Yeah, Neil Griffin fought Hurricane. Unfortunately, he had a fight where a guy was calling him out his name, and he had to put hands on him. And unfortunately, the brother passed on. So he was one of those boxers that killed someone, you know, at his hands. And it messed with him and had an effect over him.
Sure.
You know, but you know, we venerate you, brother. Once again, the Virgin Islands best. We don't even go start talking about Tim Duncan and everybody else, and we'll be coming with that. But right now we're talking about the pugilism.
Yeah.
It's high in the air. I'm excited. I'm very, very, very excited.
Yeah.
And
got some great fights coming out, man.
Great fights.
Yeah. On that note, we are out. Thank you guys again. Make sure, we didn't say it in the beginning, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We are a new channel. First, we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then we're going to get to 10,000, then 100,000, then 1 million. So it all starts with you guys, and every like and every subscribe that you offer to us right now helps along that way. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and do that. Again, my cousin Hakeem,
cousin Sadani,
and VI Viral, we are out.
One love. Bam.